Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, along with Star Trek Legacy, one of the other missed opportunities was Star Trek Khan. Now, originally they brought on Nicholas Meyer to Star Trek Discovery to give it some credit with his name, like Rod Roddenberry, and they didn't use him. They basically fired him. I think they rewrote the one script he wrote, and then they got rid of him. He was just there to say, no, we've got Nicholas Meyer. Don't worry, we're going to do a good show. Yeah, no. He wrote a Khan series, which apparently was really well done, but they didn't make it, and they made an audio version, but that isn't even his story. They basically threw his story out again because they just had to disrespect him one more time. Someone else came in and rewrote it, and they did an audio series. Now, the surprise is George Takei is back as Sulu and Tim Russ is back as Tuvok. So, for some bizarre reason which makes no sense, the Excelsior is involved. Well, then I'm like, why? Now, it hurts to think that maybe this was part of Nicholas Meyer's idea, and the idea was we were going to finally see Captain Sulu in his own series visiting like the planet and going back and doing research and finding out what happened to Khan and his people, because there's someone talking this like she's investigating what happened, like there's something more to it, and it's like the Excelsior's gone there to research what happened on that planet, what happened to Khan's people, and they're going to be sort of telling it like past tense. So that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting, and I think originally the idea was just they would just start off from 1960, the 66 episode Space Seed, where they beam him down and it just goes from there, and they just fill the gap between there and the 15 years between there and Star Trek 2. But instead now they appear to be going back to the place long after Khan's gone and trying to unearth what happened, which it's just a convoluted, overly complicated way of telling the story that just wastes time, because who cares about these other characters and their world and investigating what's happening? Just show Khan. But then they bring in, Captain Sulu, and it sounds good, but then all it does is make me feel sad that we never got a Sulu series, because that would have been a better choice than Enterprise, really, to have a Sulu series where we could have had the recurring movie characters, the Star Trek. We have new characters. We could have had the movie characters, the characters we love, coming back and doing one-off episodes or cameos or coming in for the final episode or something like that. It could have been really great, and it could have been done while George Takei was the right age, but they didn't do it, because they could have just done Enterprise 5 years later. It wouldn't really made any difference. But yeah, so we missed that opportunity, and now they're really just rubbing it in our faces again by saying, oh, we nearly did it again. We're going to do our older Captain Sulu going back, with the Excelsior to find out what happened to Khan. But no, you just get that in audio. So yeah. And the trailer was okay until they get to the very, very end, and they have the actor, and I feel bad for some actors who have to just make things work. He does this big, over-the-top, reading of, I am Khan. I'm like, oh my God, that's cringe. Up until then, the trailer was pretty good, and I'm like, what? Like, it's like, oh, you've got to have the big Khan scream moment, and it's like, what idiot is? It's like there's always some producer, some idiot who just has a basic understanding of everything's going, oh, where's the big scene where he yells his name? We need that. No, we really don't. I mean, he didn't yell his name anyway. Kirk yelled it, but you know what I mean. So he's yelling, I am Khan. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. But until then, it sounded pretty good. And I had heard that Tim Russ and George Takei were in it. So, of course, I realised, oh, it's Excelsior, and we're having Tim Russ when he was an ensign, or maybe if it's a few years later, a commander or something on the Excelsior, and that's what we're going to get. And that at least made it interesting. It didn't make any sense on why the Excelsior would go back there and why they'd be looking back at it instead of just showing it unfold in real time. But apparently that's one of the changes they made, and why they did that, I don't know. It made sense to do it as a series, because instead of just being an earthbound, Khan thing, you could actually have Sulu, and then if that went well, that could be like a backdoor pilot, and you could get a series with Sulu. Even if he's an older captain, still plenty of captains, they just send the young kids down. So yeah, it sounds okay overall, but it's just a missed opportunity, and it's really impossible to really, really enjoy it, because you're just aware of what you almost had, which would have been either a Khan series or a Sulu series, looking back at what happened to Khan for their first mission or adventure. So yeah, I had to comment on that. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Maybe even ding the bell. Look at the channel for videos, because they won't show up in your feed, because YouTube does not support little channels like this and won't be anytime soon.